welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 163. Obviously, in this one, it is the Crystal Palace preview. Obviously, we're taking them on again, obviously, this time, obviously, at their ground, Selhurst Park. And yeah, obviously, the reverse fixture, as we all know, obviously, that was a very good win. From memory, it might have been, was that the first home win? It was either that one or the Newcastle one. And obviously, Menji scored in that game. A very good goal, to be honest. Obviously, they did respond, themselves, and we thought, it's going to be one end games, but we don't quite get the win. But obviously, we did get the win in the end. Very good win at the time. A lot of us approaching it at that time, going into it saying, let's get that win. Get that win at home. So it's interesting. Obviously, a few people are seeing it, that way. Try and go there and obviously win because obviously the point situation. Obviously we are 4 points behind Forest. Still haven't obviously got any points and rumours just flying around, but it's just you don't want to rely on that anyway. In my opinion, you want to just focus on yourself. Like Rob Edwards said, he's took it in that way. So yeah, but like always, I'm joined with Dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. You?
Yeah, all good. Love in the background. You know what I mean? The scarf in the background. Yeah, but yeah. I'm all good. Big up to Stephen in the chat. He says, big up Ty, big up yourself, and big up to Chris as well. He says, big up lads. Hope you're well. We are good, thanks, mate. Hope you're well. And obviously, Stephen says, big up to you as well, Dad. But yeah, let's get into it. Like I say, Crystal Palace at their ground. I've always said it about Crystal Palace. I do rate their atmosphere highly. Obviously, throughout the Premier League, even before we even got in there, I said their home support is really good. Obviously, I've managed to not literally go into Selhurst Park before, but I've been around it, and it's decent. It's decent ground. I think they're doing a bit of extension on it or something. Some news has come around regarding that, but obviously players. Obviously, it's a bit of a change as well since we obviously took them on last time. Obviously, I got a new manager. I've had him for a few games now. A narrow defeat to Tottenham. I can't remember the game before that. I think they might have won, but I can't quite remember from memory. So yeah, they're doing decent. Obviously, turnaround. I did say it with them. This season I feel they will be in the battle. A lot of that come down to Roy Hodgson being the manager. I did think when they did appoint him, again it was a bit risky in my opinion. Obviously, a lot of fans of their side got a bit angry, with it, and you're seeing some results that weren't great, especially with the attacking players they have, which are rate very highly. Like there's Elise scored that wicked goal, that sort of thing. I thought, it ain't great, from them. Bear in mind what they can do. I even look at not necessarily their centre backs, but the goalkeepers they've got. The options are really good. Obviously, they've got Dean Henderson. Obviously, they've got Sam Johnson. They're decent keepers. Getting the England team. Every now and then as well. Even though I know some players that get in the England team, it's just ridiculous. But considering the amount of decent keepers England have, they managed to get in. It's decent. Obviously they've got a few ones that get in as well every now and then. Defensively, fullbacks, obviously Mitchell, Gay, them sort of players as well. So but I just thought with him they'd be in this sort of position that they're in. Where they're not far from it, sort of thing. Believe might have actually. I did say they'll go down, didn't I? So I did predict them to be in it. Unlike a lot of people, thought it'd be a mid-table finish, like it has been, a lot of seasons now for them. But obviously, insight going into it. Obviously, table positions. Obviously, as for us, like I say, 4 points behind. If we do win, we are a point behind Forest. Forest are away to Brighton. I believe that game's on Sunday. Brighton took a very heavy defeat, and I think that's welcome to Europe really for them. But, obviously they've been really good in Europe this season, but Roma, they're one of them established European teams. Obviously they won the Europa League not too long ago as well. So it's one of them. It's going to be very difficult for them. How will their morale be in that one? Forest, obviously they'll be fuming from that Liverpool game. Obviously, ideally we would obviously want Brighton to win, but we'll see how that goes. But obviously, if they don't get a result, we'll be a point behind them. And obviously, if we won, obviously if we drew, we'd obviously still be we'd be 3 points behind them. So obviously still behind them by obviously trying to get a win Obviously, got that rescheduled game as well, obviously midweek, that we'll obviously get into a bit later. But as for Palace, obviously they're sitting 14th. They're 8 points ahead of us. Obviously, if they do win, they can go level on points with Bournemouth, depending on what they do. But realistically, you'd back them to win. Let's be honest, they're at home against Sheffield United, so they'll probably stay. Obviously 14th if they did win, in my opinion. But yeah, obviously they're 2 points behind Brentford as well, who people would put in there. 2 points ahead of, obviously Everton as well. Obviously they're obviously ahead of them. So it's interesting. But yeah, insight going into it. This will be Crystal Palace's first home league game against Luton Town since February 2007. In the Championship, they won that 2-1, and first in the top flight since a 1-1 draw in February 1992. After their 2-1 win in November, Luton could complete only their fourth ever league double over Crystal Palace after 1936-37 Third Division South, that was, and 1973-74 second tier, and 2005-6 in the Championship. Crystal Palace have won 4 of their 5 Premier League games against promoted sides this season, though the exception was obviously when we beat them. The last promoted team to achieve the double over the Eagles was Sheffield United in 2019-20. Crystal Palace have won 3 of their last 4 Premier League games at Selhurst Park, losing 1, as many as their previous 13 beforehand, drawing 5, losing 5. The Eagles have scored exactly 3 goals in each of those 3 wins after having only scored 3+ goals in 3 their previous 31 home league games prior to this. And then last one in this section, Luton have lost each of their last 4 Premier League games, while they haven't lost 5 league matches in a row since November 2019 in the Championship. In the top flight, the Hatters last had a longer losing run within the single season from November to December 1974, which was 6 games. So that's that on that. And then obviously a bit more about Crystal Palace. Obviously, a new manager arrived in South London after Roy Hodgson obviously stepped down. It was a successful start. They scored 3 in the second half against 10-man Burnley in the opening game. Palace have won 4 of their last 5, like I said. Eze has scored 4 goals in his last 4 Premier League games, while he has 8 in his last 10 appearances at Selhurst Park, stretching back. And then, yeah, like I said, team news for us. It's interesting. Osho will be left until last minute. So it's sort of like how Bell was in the Villa game, in the sense of we'll see. Again, you don't want these injuries to keep occurring, but it might be like a stage like it was for Bell, in my opinion, where he's still involved. He obviously is recovering from a muscular issue, so we'll see. Chong will be available. Obviously, that's good to hear. Obviously, he did come off, and it did look like a little bit of a worry, but he will be all right, so that's good. Because I thought in the second half, he was the best player in my opinion. Obviously, we both give him man of the match. And then obviously, last time out, we were minutes away against Villa, as we all know. Last time we met, like I said, obviously we did win. Jacob Brown obviously scored the winner in that game. Like I said, Mendy scored a really good goal in that game. Then Elise, scored a ridiculously good goal. But obviously, we ended up winning that. As for three, it'll be Sonny Gill. 137 yellow cards and 6 red cards have been handed out by Gill across his 37 games this season. This will be his first time officiating in the top flight, and he'll be the first British South Asian to referee a Premier League fixture. Obviously, we had a similar thing, a new referee in the top flight when we played Sheffield United away, wasn't it? Obviously on Boxing Day as well. And then obviously the VAR, Peter Banks. So yeah, that's upon that. But after saying all of that, Dud, how are you feeling going into this game?
Yeah, we've got to really, really start picking ourselves up. We've got the injuries. It is what it is. We've got certain cover. The players that the whole squad's got to be utilised, and that's that. We can't do anything about the players that are injured. Lukonga and Elijah, I believe, will be back for the next game anyway. So you just got to keep rolling with the punches. As long as you put in the performance and show that cohesion and stuff, then it is what it is. Crystal Palace got injuries themselves. Some of their better players are out. So
Lisa, who did score, is going to be out. So
yeah, other teams get injuries, and they moan about it, but they sort of still battle on, and that's what we've really, really got to start doing. We've got difficult. People saying it's an easy run, but it's not really, because if we don't get anything out of these 3 games, or enough out of these 3 games, then we've got Tottenham and Arsenal back to back on it. So I can't see us really getting anything out of them games, to be honest. Even if we've got players back, still not really. Run them close maybe, but I can't. So we've got to start picking it up now, because the longer it goes on, you'll get that doubt creeping in. And once that's sort of in there, then maybe we was relying. Maybe, like I said before, the players were kind of relying on, like, in the back of their minds, like the points deductions and stuff like that. It can't be. So since we lost to Sheffield United, isn't it? The performances are up and down, really. So we really need to pick it up. We'll have the confidence like we did when we played Everton in the cup after we'd already beat them. I know it's not a cup game, but still similar situation. We beat them already. They can be opened up. I've seen a lot of teams score against them late on. They're the highest team for conceding goals late on, and we're the highest team. Well, third. So I think that if we can stay in the game to the last 10 minutes, I think we could get a result. So I'm expecting performance. Morris has stepped up a little bit in the last few games as well. And yeah, if we can, plus that manager. Yeah, they've beat Burnley and Sheffield United quite comfortably, but Burnley and Sheffield United, we are different from them.
So, yeah, it's like Chris says here. In that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you've got to feel level of confidence. We've got Hashioka playing in. Like with Bell, we kept saying before, Bell, he's not a natural centre back and that. Well, now, I think Osha will be on the bench. So we've got someone in that position. We know that from what we've seen, he can kind of play there already. And I still think he can make forward runs as well, similar to Burke, but on the other side, kind of guy. I think once he gets his confidence going, but we've got Clark in midfield probably. He's stepped up, so you got to roll with whatever you've got, and that's all there is to it. It can't be. It is frustrating when you've got certain players out and they've been performing well, but you've got to look forward to having them back. Maybe they could be pivotal against the bigger teams. Who knows? It's what the Premier League's all about. So, I'm feeling confident enough that we can get a result, because I believe we have to. We don't have to win, but we have to get a result, I believe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's one of them for sure. And obviously, like I say, we have double game weeks, so we've got to try and make the most of it. Obviously, we've all been talking about that game in hand against Bournemouth. Let's get a result then out of it. That's how I sort of see it. But obviously, we'll get into that more, obviously, on Tuesday. As for, obviously, lineups then, we'll go into lineups. Like I say, obviously, we've hinted a few things that we could see in this one. So, as for me, I'm going to go, obviously, Kaminsky in goal. Premier League keeper, league keeper. Felt he's very good in the Villa game. The 3 goals. Don't put that down to him. I thought he's very unlucky again, prevented it more. So obviously, it's going to be him. As for the back 3, now for me, obviously, there's the thing regarding Osho. Obviously, it's going to be a last-minute decision by Rob Edwards. I think he'll probably be in. My back 3, personally, what I'd go with, I'm going to go Burke on the right. Now, I know the last couple of games he hasn't really been seen in the games, but the lack of options, I'm going to go with him. And then in the middle, I do think Osho will be there. And then the left side, obviously, it won't be Bell. I'm gonna go Menji. I'll put Menji on that left side. Maybe it could be, Menji and Osho swap. I could maybe see that, but I've seen Menji play a few times on the left and pretty good there. Maybe Hashioka might be there as well instead of like Burke. I'll probably see that, but yeah, I'm going to go with that for me personally. And then the left side, obviously, it's going to be Doughty. Really good cross against Villa for the second goal. Much better performance from him. I felt. And then the right side, that is where I'm going to put Hashioka. That's where I'm going to put him in this game. Yeah, you already know my thoughts on certain players. Just not good enough. So yeah, I'm going to go Hashioka. He's looked good, last couple of times that he's played. He's considering the teams he's played against as well. I thought he's looked pretty good, composed. And then the CDMs, the more defensive ones, obviously we know it's most likely going to be obviously Barkley. And I'm going to go Clark. I'm going to go with Clark again. Felt it's been decent last couple of games. Obviously we haven't won from them, but the first game was Man City, and even then, they were still decent. I felt, and last game, they were still decent as well. Clark seems to be the one that's going to go forward more out of them two, which I would expect because we've seen Ross Barkley can do well there, and obviously Clark, is that one who obviously does go forward and that, and obviously you see how well he did against Man City, and it's been working. It's been working, to certain degrees. I thought personally it'd be a lot worse. Given that obviously Lukonga's out, Canber's out, I thought Barkley would struggle a little bit, because he hasn't got that person alongside that's, obviously, let's be honest, better in that sort of position alongside him. But it's been okay recently, to be fair. And then up front, the three up front, I'm going to go with obviously Morris up front. And then I'm going to go Chio higher. I felt when he played higher against Villa, it really works in the second half. So I'm going to go with that. And then obviously on the left side, Chong is available, like I said earlier. So I'm going to go with Chong. I know I've been saying my things. I still feel he's better, coming on, but just feel the lack of options, at the moment. Go with it. I mean, who else could you really put there? I mean, you could put Townsend instead of maybe Chio. And then or even put Chio on the left side, Townsend on the right. But there's not an awful lot. I mean, you've got Woodrow as well, but I'll be honest, me personally, I'm starting to lose a little bit of hope with him, just a little bit, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to go with that. So Kaminsky in goal. Back three are Menji, Osho, Burke. And then I'm going to go Doughty on the left, Hashioka on the right, Barkley and Clark as the, more defensive midfielders. But obviously they'll go high when they need to. Chong on the left side, Chio on the right, Morris up front. So yeah, that is my lineup. Dad, your lineup in this one. There you go.
Standard Kaminsky in goal. I've gone with Hashioka to start instead of Bell on that left hand side. Menji in the middle, Burke on the right. I think Osho will be on the bench. Barkley and Clark, can't see that changing really. Doughty standard on the left. I'll put Chio on the right. And then the front, the attacking prong, Morris, Chong, and I think Woodrow start again. Townsend did start the last game, but he weren't great. So I think we'll probably see Woodrow there, but we'll see. I think that Kabore possibly will start, but I think if he does, then you could see Woodrow drop to the bench, and I'd then put Chio there as yours is. But we'll see. That's all we got. Can work with really. I can't really see like Berry starting or who else have we got on the bench? To be fair,
Yeah. A couple more youngsters have been getting in recently, especially Pysol.
Yeah.
Well, so you've got them options not really there.
I don't think Osho will be. I think when do we play Bournemouth? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday it is.
So possibly you could see Elijah and Lokonga back, or one of them possibly back, probably on the bench maybe. But I didn't realise he was playing that soon, so it's more likely going to be Saturday against Forest that they'll probably be fully back, or they'll start or whatever. It's going to be a difficult game. 2 away games, back to back as well. This is where you really need to be fighting for your season, and that's it. So I think that's not really a bad lineup, to be fair.
No,
it'd be a lot worse than that. So yeah.
No. Regarding that, Rob Edwards has basically said about Elijah and Lokonga, is he said, I don't want to say we'll have them ready for Bournemouth because I don't want to get their or anyone else's hopes up. So there is that slight potential, but I'm sort of on the same wavelength as you, Dad. If there is, there'll just be one of them, and I feel that will be absolutely massive. Whether it is out of the two, obviously Elijah's top scorer, and you've seen revelation, you can really say. When obviously Lokonga's been alongside Ross Barkley in the midfield, and I keep saying about Barkley, we still haven't even seen him playing his better bit, which is obviously higher up. And he's still been that good in that position. It's just phenomenal, really. Massive credit to him. You've got to think, because, like I say, it's not his main position, and he's had to chop and change with a lot of players there. And he's still been pretty consistent. At the time. So, massive shout out to him, of course. But yeah. That is that. Stephen saying Hashi has to start. Yeah, no, for sure. I totally agree. Wherever it is, if it is across that back three, like I said, Rob Edwards heavily hinted on it the other week, and obviously he has again here in this one. He said, he could play anywhere. I think five positions or 4 or 5 positions. He said something like that. So yeah, we'll see where it goes, but I definitely believe he will start in this one wherever he is, sort of thing. But yeah, it is that time. Score predictions, obviously, do get in your predictions. I know a lot of people have. Dad, are we going to do the double over the Eagles?
Yeah, I think we can. I think our record of scoring late, we've done it against other teams as well to get something out of the game. I think it's going to be similar in certain ways to the Sheffield United game. Not necessarily the own goals, but defensively, I think we'll cause them a lot of problems. They'll probably score it. They've got that quality, a bit makeshift at the back. Depends on who starts. We'll see. But they really need to be on point at defenders. But Palace will be trying to finish this game, but they'll underestimate us a little bit, I think. I think we'll come strong in the last 10 minutes, and I think we're going to win. So I'm going to go 3-2 Luton.
Ooh, I like that. Away win, that'd be nice. Like you say, very similar to Sheffield United there, one of them tense sort of games. Hopefully it's not like that in the sense that we go 2-1 down like we did in that one. But yeah, no, that'd be absolutely massive. Like I say, going into this double game week. But yeah, as for my prediction, it's flickering between 2 things. I'll be honest, like a lot of Luton fans, and I know yourself in this as well, Dad. When Elijah and Lokonga's back, I'll be a lot more confident. It's still one of them where I do look at the other game. Like I say, Elise is not going to be involved. So that's massive, because I felt really he was, and Eze, until he got injured, they were their only threats against us, if I'm being honest. I look at their team. A lot more players have started chipping in over the weeks have gone on. Mateta, Ayew, for them. Like I say, I was flickering between 2 things. I was flickering between a 1-1 draw and a defeat, unfortunately. So me, I'm gonna go with that defeat, unfortunately. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Palace in this one, unfortunately. But yeah, like I say, obviously we've got a lot of massive games coming up. Obviously this one is as well, but we shall see. Hopefully I'm proven wrong. And at the end of the day, it is a prediction, so don't start crying, you know what I mean? It's just one of them. But yeah, that is that. Upon that, other score predictions. Let's go through them. Billy said earlier he reckons it went 2-2. So not far off your prediction, Dad, in that. But obviously gone with us to edge it, which would be lovely. There you go, Chris. There's your answers. Obviously on our predictions. I mean, I'll be honest, I would probably. I know we need the points, but I do take it into account, the lack of options we do have in certain positions, like I say. And I just don't think it's going to be overly easy. So I probably would. And yeah, obviously we got Bournemouth, so that's going to be interesting as well. And then Forest. So but depending on how it goes tomorrow, that might be different. When we approach them games, but we will see. We will see there. Jackie says, hi, Ty does. I'm hoping we get something from this game. I'm going for a 2-2. Goals from Jordan and Hashioka. Yeah, obviously do your goal scorers as well. Jackie, I nearly forgot to do it, so thanks for reminding me. But yeah, no, that'd be good. Hashioka getting off the mark. I'll be very happy with that. And Clark, hopefully he can get that goal in the Premier League. He hasn't quite got that yet, has he? He's been unfortunate, that slight offside. Can't even remember who it's against now, but so you got them 2 goals against City. Very good goals as well. So you never know. 2-1 Palace, my prediction. Hard one to predict. Won't be shocked if you win, but going on home advantage. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Obviously I've gone 2-1 to them as well. I could see a draw. Like I said, I was flickering between a 1-1 and a 2-1 to them, but unfortunately I've gone with that. And then Luton Town fan, big up to yourself. It's gone 2-1 to Luton. Nice. Good away win. That'd be nice. Barkley, even though not in his position, still happy and enjoying it. Yeah, for sure. I've seen he's done an interview. I haven't watched it, but I've just seen highlights of it, talking about, the England's in the back of his mind sort of thing. So yeah, I might have to give that a watch. But yeah, no, big up to him. Obviously a lot of things that come out. He's enjoying, playing like cards and stuff like that with the teammates and that. So yeah, I'm having a little pop around the mall. So yeah, big up to him. Big up to Dora in the chat. It says, see you next week for a preview show. Yep, big up to yourself, mate. I'm sure we'll definitely get something sorted for that. Big up to Jamie. Says, come on, Luton. No, absolutely. And yeah, Chris is putting his goal scorers. He's got Eze, Mateta, and Barkley are his goal scorers. So we shall see, Dad, who your 3 goal scorers for us. And if you want to do Crystal Palace's.
Crystal Palace could be anyone. Probably Eze with a free kick. Definitely one. I'm going to go with Morris. I think Morris definitely can cause problems for them. I'm going to go Chong to get another goal, and Clark to get his first Premier League goal. So, yeah.
Nice. For me, I'm going to go, Eze for them. I think it's sort of written, really. I'm also going to go with them. I'm going to go Ayew. I don't know why. I've just had a feeling all week that he's probably going to score. And then as for us, I'm going to go Morris. I'm going to go Morris as well. I think he'll score for us. I can see it. Let's say he kicked on very well in that Villa game. So yeah, hopefully he continues that. He's very unlucky not to score again. After he got that goal against Villa, very similar thing. So yeah, but that is that. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. We are obviously got a few new subscribers the last couple of days as well, so do appreciate that. Obviously, do subscribe to the other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra. Obviously, link to that is in the description. And yeah, follow me across all my socials as well. And Dad, any final things you'd like to say about anything?
No, just carry on. Ignore the haters and all that. And we'll see what happens, won't we?
Yeah. No.
3 crucial games coming up, so we really need to be getting as many points as possible. 3 for me, just bordering on not. That's just not good enough. We need at least 5, I reckon. So yeah, we'll see.
That's fair enough. We shall see for sure. But yeah, obviously that is that. As for content, we'll probably do a reaction on Sunday because I'm hoping on Tuesday to have some Bournemouth fans or a Bournemouth fan on the channel to get their perspective on the game, obviously against them. And then yeah, obviously that is that. And then obviously we'll sort out our hat show probably playing on the Saturday against Forest. So we'll probably just do it all in one potentially because it is on the Wednesday regarding that. So that is that. But yeah, big up to everyone, like I said. And yeah, hopefully we get something, out of the game. We shall see. And yeah, that is that upon that. So big up yourselves, like, subscribe, all of that. Follow me across all my socials. Subscribe to the other channel as well. And until Sunday, we'll see you lot in a bit. Take care and peace.
Peace.